Hey everyone, it's R at R&M Homestead. First, I want to apologize to everyone. We haven't really been putting out a lot of content the past few months. We had, well, I've been busy at work and Em's been busy with school, and the harvest season was upon us full bear, and then, life just happens. But it's winding down. About a month ago or so, actually it's probably mid-October, end of October, put out a small little video about making a huge list to knock out everything in pretty much getting us ready for winter. And we got probably 95 to 96% of that stuff done that week. It was an awesome week for the homestead. It was an awesome week for the family. We got a lot accomplished. That first day, we knocked out at least a third, if not closer to a half of the list, which was amazing. We had to do some rescheduling of certain items due to weather, but for the most part, all the major things were taken care of. There's a few things that we decided to push off until spring. I have a whole bunch of updates to do for the goal list along with that, because I decided to put that on the goal calendar. It's been crazy. Of course, we had Thanksgiving going on, and that was a great time. I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving. But now that it's getting colder outside, we haven't really had much snow, other than one little taste of it a couple weeks ago. It is getting cold, and it is getting very wet. Outside, you have to wear the mud boots, if you know what I mean. That being said, there's still some goals left that we could possibly knock out. Myself and Em have been adding to the goal list to either try to get it accomplished in the next couple of weeks, and if we can't get it accomplished, at least start preparing to get the stuff accomplished in the new year. As many of you might know, we are expecting again. So child number 8 is due in May. So that's also something that we've been kind of preparing for. But moving on, one thing that's really nice about the wintertime is, since you can't spend as much time outside, there's plenty of stuff to do inside the house or getting you started for the new year. And one of those things is spring garden. That's going to be coming up. We typically start doing it in the beginning to middle of February, but we typically order our seeds right around this time period, so we have to go through those and start getting that prepared, see what we want to plant, what we want to keep, what we don't. We had a really good garden this year, so that's something on our list. And then another thing is, I want to get this workshop in the basement more friendly for me. It's a disorganized mess, and I'll show you here in a minute. We have some old pantry storage over there. We've been slowly cleaning that out and reworking that to different types of storage. And then I have my woodworking stuff over here, and pretty much wood storage over here. I want to build a wood rack along that wall there and clean this all up so there's more floor space. This entire wall here over by the air handler and stuff, I want to build a wall around that, and then right down the middle where all these shelves are and where one of my workbenches are, pretty much up into that last post where the end of this is right here, I want to put a faux wall there, pretty much just a couple 2x4s and some plastic and a little entry door, so I can kind of keep the dust from everything else in this basement and kind of just make this a work area. But you can see it's a disaster. It's a straight up disaster, and I've been down here for the past couple of weeks cleaning, organizing, moving stuff. Scrap metal needs to go out, just stuff, but it was a lot worse. Like, you really couldn't walk down here. But that being said, there's a lot of projects down here that I can work on, and one of those projects is I was watching a video from the Wood Whisperer the other day, and he made this really cool, simple, down dirty planing cart. So for this right here, my planer, that thing is a beast to move around, and because it's so heavy, it's been kind of sitting on my assembly table, and it needs to go away. Not because I don't use it, but because it's not supposed to be there, and I don't like picking that up and moving it around. It's not a fun one-man lift. So that is going to go on this cart right here, which I hopefully will have done tonight. I'll put links if you want plans to a cart. It's just a very simple do-it-yourself 2x4. If you want to put wheels on it, I'm putting wheels on it because the more I have stuff that's mobile, the better it is, because hopefully once I get this rack wood, and over here I can just shift my table down and I can just start lining up my tools and move them into place when I need it. Because right now I have 2 outlets, 1, 2, and I don't like having multiple things plugged into it at one time. I created this, and now I have extension cords going all over the place just so I can plug in my phone and my computer. But mainly those 2 are the outlets, and unfortunately the refrigerator is tied into that one there, and the sump pump and the dehumidifier is plugged into that one. So I really have to be careful of what I use, when I use it, how I use it. This joiner is going to be put on wheels as well. I'm going to make a small little platform for that, so that's mobile, and all these wheels will have locks. And then, as convenient and as awesome as this saw is, it takes up way too much space, and I'd also like to move this and kind of recreate this. So the transport stand is going to go away. I'm not getting rid of it. I'm just taking the actual saw off of it and putting it onto a cabinet. So those 3 things are my top. Now, since I'm making a platform, and the platform is pretty simple and easy, it's very open on the bottom. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mini dust collecting system for the planer, and this is pretty much all the stuff that I'm going to use to do that, minus some caulking. Right now, the blower on this machine overpowers my dust collector. And my dust collector, as great as it is from Harbor Freight, it does a good job, to be honest with you. I've had that thing for almost 10 years. It's done a great job. Fortunately, it just can't keep up with it. That blower on the planer is way overpowered, and I've even put bags of chains and all this heavy stuff on top of there, and it just still pushes up in certain areas and blows the sawdust and chips all over the place. It fills up this bag, and emptying this bag is a pain. So what I did temporarily is I've gotten a couple of these smaller bags here, like this, and I've been using those. And it's not the most efficient. It probably doesn't catch a lot of dust. It catches the big stuff. But so temporarily what I'm going to do, and once I figure out if this system will actually work, I'm going to make a box that goes underneath it. I'm going to put this PVC tubing in there and pretty much run it down the side of the cart and make a container where all the big chips will fall, and then any fine stuff will be caught by that. If that works, then I'll get a micron bag kind of like that one, but smaller, to catch all the fine stuff. So that is my project for this evening. Should have no problem knocking most of this out tonight. So those are on the list, and that's just we have a Lego table that I've been designing. It's not really a Lego table. It's more of a gaming table. This is going to be nice. It's going to be for board games, puzzles, and stuff like that, but you can take out the centers and the kids can play with the Legos inside it. I got that idea off the Wood Whisperer. He has plans on his guild that you can buy or purchase and watch videos if you want. I kind of just took the concept from him and kind of am designing my own because the dimensions are different. He also uses it as a dining table, or he did, and I don't want that, and I don't want any of the felt. I like the design and the concept, so I'm going with that, but I'm kind of just getting my own dimensions. I'm not trying to steal it from him, but kind of am in some aspects. But that's woodworking. You see things you like and you get inspiration from it, and then you make it your own. So that's something we've been working on. Been coming up with ideas for a bigger dining room table, because we are outgrowing the one that we have. Once the baby that we currently have, little MA, gets sitting at the table, we don't know where to put her once she gets out of the high chair. So we're gonna have to work on that. We're gonna have some new shelving. Em wants some shelving in the old schoolroom that's becoming more of her office as we transition certain kids into their own rooms to do schoolwork. She wants some built-in shelves to kind of help accommodate some of the board games and puzzles and stuff like that. And then her office stuff for the things that she does to kind of contribute to bringing in some money for the family and taking care of pretty much all of our kids' clothes needs, which there's a lot. In fact, that entire side of the basement, pretty much up to our pantry, is clothes. So part of this wood pile over here is there's some ash and a whole bunch of cherry under there, so that's going to be the table. We got some 4/4 and some 5/4 in there of the ash, and then 5/4 of the cherry. And of course we have other wonderful pieces of wood dug in there. I still been working on the walnut. I almost got the walnut tree completely done. And then one other thing that we did the past couple of weeks when I have time off of work or I get home early, and this was on the goal list. So we are now done for now with our pantry. We just are stocking it up. We transitioned a lot of the noodles up into glass jars. I got all the shelves up. We have our soup shelf, soups and broths. We got extra storage up there. And then we got our meats and some more of our canning and our apple cider vinegar for canning. Our jellies are now over here. And we got our beans and sauces. And what we're doing essentially is anything that we can make ourselves from our garden, we're slowly trying to replace. So like we haven't bought store-bought jelly in probably 4 years, maybe even 5 years. We haven't really bought peaches at all this year. These are all peaches that are pretty much there. We're still going strong on the peaches. Pie fillings. I don't think we've bought pie fillings in a few years either. But as you can see here, our tomato sauce, this used to be all cans, and it's now half full of our own homemade tomato sauce. And next year we're going to do more tomato sauce, but we're going to do crushed tomatoes. And Em and I have been contemplating on doing tomato paste, but that's our goal. Where initially we would like to do as much as we can from our garden as possible. Once we get that type of stuff kind of under control and we learn how to do that, our goal is to start doing possibly getting a pressure canner and start doing actual vegetables. For right now, we've been freezing them just because it's easier for us, and time is a premium. And it's a you know, pick and choose type of battle, but it can be done, and it's something that we've been working on. So that's kind of what's been going on with us. It's just more of an update type of video, I guess, and let you know we are doing things. We are getting things done. Right now, I know Em is grading school and getting the kids' grading period for the last period sent off, so we are in compliance with that. And then a couple more, actually I think after tomorrow or Monday, they'll be ready for another grading session. I think the kids are almost halfway done with school already, which is awesome. We started kids in August, so don't think like you're behind or anything. We just choose to start in August because it's easier for us to get them into that schedule before the really big harvest. It's kind of in between harvest seasons, and like we have our earlier summer harvest and then our later summer harvest, and kind of in between that. And then it also allows us to have school pretty much completely done when we need to start planning again. So that's why we start them so early, and kind of gets us easier. It's kind of difficult with projects and stuff like that because they're doing Thanksgiving projects before even Halloween, and they're doing Christmas projects during Thanksgiving. So they're like, well, it's not Thanksgiving yet, or it's not Christmas yet. But they enjoyed it. We've been doing a lot more crafts during family time, and that's something else we've been trying to keep going each week, is dedicating a day just to spend time with the family and do something fun together. I think that's about it. I'm gonna check off here, get this posted here sometime this evening when the kids go to bed, and I'm gonna start knocking out this stuff. I might send some posts up and take some pictures, and who knows, if I get frisky enough, I might even take a video of doing that dust collecting system. There's already a video on the stand, so I'll just put that in a link so you can see what's going on there. And yeah, hope you all have a good one. I hope you're all having a good holiday season, getting ready for Christmas. We just hope you all have a blessed day and have a good one.